Yes, hello everyone. This is Swami Avadut from Louisville, Kentucky again, home of the bluegrass state. And we're speaking today about species change. Um, we know many of you there love animals, and there are some that actually even want to be, or we wish to be, an animal. Now, I don't recommend this because, of course, in the animal life, there's no possibility of realizing God. You should know that. The animals have a consciousness which is not endowed by God to realize God, except in certain situations, exceptional creatures, like an example of history, Jatayu in the Ramayana, Hanuman in the Ramayana, and all the monkey servants of Lord Ram millions of years ago. So, animal species generally do not have a chance to realize God because they're only concerned with really four things. What are those four things? Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. That's their modus operandi. Just eat, sleep, mate, and fight. Of course, human beings that do those four activities are more or less animals as well. But for that reason, an animal cannot actually understand how he got in this world, who is God, and what his purpose is. But if you still wish to take birth in an animal species, the same recommendation is there, that according to Bhagavad-gita, chapter 8, verse 6, Yam Yam Vapi Shmanam Bhavam, you focus your intentions on that particular animal at the moment of your death. Now, say you want to take birth as a llama. You know what a llama looks like. It's like an ostrich. Well, no, it's not like an ostrich. It's like a mule, but with a long neck. They come from South America, and if you focus on the form, the features of that animal, maybe the surroundings, but particularly on that species at the moment of your death, then no doubt you can take birth in your next life as a llama. And we know, practically speaking, that many of us have attachments to dogs and cats. So whether they know it or not, in the next life they will take birth as a dog or a cat, because at the moment of death, that's what they're thinking about. Again, the verse in the Bhagavad-gita, chapter 8, verse 6, Yam Yam Vapi Shmadam Bhavam. Whatever you think about at the moment of your passing this world, that state you will attain. Let's say you want to take birth as a crocodile. Let's say you want to take birth as a snake, like a big anaconda. You can keep the picture of that animal species focused in your mind at that moment of death. It's very important. Focus and focus and focus. Make your intention sharp. Again, to keep that sharp intention, I recommend you not take any animal products in your diet, not take anything adulterous to your consciousness like beer, alcohol, cigarettes, and so on. And of course, keep away from the opposite sex, because that can always detract your mind away from your pure intention. Then focus on that particular animal. Now, there are animals in the spiritual world as well, and you can't take birth in the spiritual world as an animal, like a cow. The cows in the spiritual world give unlimited amounts of milk. They're called Sarabi cows, wish-fulfilling cows. So that is also possible, but to attain that exalted state, then you have to come under the particular rules and regulations of Bhakti Yoga, which, will come in a different level of classes. But here we're just talking about those people who want to take birth in the material world in an animal species of their choice. So this is my recommendation to you. If you have such a desire, maybe you have a Cocker Spaniel in your house, but you really want to take birth as a Doberman Pinscher. So you should forget about your Cocker Spaniel and start thinking about a Doberman Pinscher. more and more and more. And then, of course, at the moment of death, that thought will give you the opportunity to take birth as a Doberman Pinscher. Alright? So thank you very much. And again, those of you who really are done with living in this material world, tune in, because we'll give you a process by which you can get out of this whole material world altogether. Thank you very much.